Hola, timid investors. This video attempts to answer the age-old question, which city is better, Barcelona or Madrid? You timid investors voted for Madrid. Chris prefers Barcelona. Most people prefer Barcelona.
In this video, we break down the difference between the two cities and rate them on 10 different characteristics so you can make up your own mind. No, this is not a video about soccer teams. Click away if that's what you were expecting. Barcelona is often considered better than Madrid because it's a coastal city with a unique Catalan culture, beautiful beaches, and world-renowned landmarks such as the Sagrada Familia and Park Güell. In addition, the city has a lively nightlife and a thriving food scene. Madrid is the capital of Spain, the seat of government powers,
More traditional, and the heart and soul of the Spanish language and culture.
Let's start with architecture. Barcelona wins this category hands down. Barcelona has Gaudi and better cathedrals than Madrid. Even though the Gothic Quarter is not authentic, there's nothing else quite like its narrow medieval streets and Gothic architecture. Madrid has more numerous and prettier plazas, and its De las Austrias area is an older and more authentic neighborhood than the Gothic Quarter. Madrid's main neighborhoods resemble each other more, creating a kind of unifying look to the city. All 6 Madrid central neighborhoods contain 4 to 5 story colorful buildings with residencies displaying black iron balconies boasting flower pots up top, and then on the bottom commercial venues on narrow, winding cobblestone street level. Basically more or less what you get when you look at Madrid neighborhoods. Barcelona neighborhoods could not be more distinct from one another if they tried.
El Raval is not medieval, used to be a poorer district, is diverse, and everyone still hangs their laundry from their balconies there.
It sort of resembles El Born, but both neighborhoods look nothing like the Gothic Quarter or Eixample with its wide boulevards and more stately buildings.
So basically, Barcelona has more avant-garde and Gothic architecture in eclectic neighborhoods, whereas Madrid has more classy, luxurious, traditional neighborhoods full of 19th century buildings.
Let's move on to food. This category is a tie to mid-investors. I think the food is to die for in both cities. I have my favorite restaurants, bars, and cafes in both cities. I went to Barcelona once just to eat. Surprisingly, Madrid doesn't really have great tapas compared to other Spanish cities, but there is nothing like Cava Baja in Barcelona. Cava Baja has more than 40 tapas bars on one street. Madrid, surprisingly, has incredible seafood, even though it's landlocked. Of course, Barcelona has great seafood too. The cava is great in both cities, but cava originated from Catalonia, so Barcelona seems to have more options for different types of cava in different places, and more like sangria de cava or blush-colored cava, etc. The sangria in Madrid is more of a touristy cocktail. Madrileños prefer tinto de verano over sangria. I felt that I was getting a taste of the entire country in Madrid, more than in Barcelona. I love bull's tails, calamari sandwiches, lamb necklams, which I only eat in Madrid. I also like Madrid's churro y chocolate scene, especially San Ginés, and even the cookies and chocolate at El Riojana, but Barcelona can rival Madrid in the dessert category too. Barcelona's dessert places like Hofmann croissants, La Campana for turrón and horchata, and roasted chocolate-covered nuts from Casa Gisperti are to die for. Both cities have great markets. I like Barcelona's La Boqueria and Santa Catarina market. I prefer Madrid's markets. There are more of them, and they are closer together and very distinct architecturally and in what they offer. Moving on to natural landscape. Barcelona wins this category. Madrid is landlocked with an ugly brown river running through it. Although the multi-million-dollar landscaping project by the Rio Manzanares has made the river much more beautiful and enjoyable for families, athletes, and leisurely strollers, Barcelona has the beach. Multiple beaches. Don't just go to Barceloneta Beach, it's not that pretty.
And a strange mountain called Montjuic with a castle on top. right in the core of the city. Madrid has mountains too, and on a clear day, you can actually see them from the Royal Palace in the city center. The hiking around Monserrate in Catalonia is supposedly better, but within 30 minutes, you can be hiking near waterfalls or up to abandoned castles in the Guadarrama Mountains of Madrid.
Barcelona has better weather. Madrid is dry and cold in the winter and burning hot in the summer. Barcelona is moderate with a cool breeze throughout the year. However, Madrid gets more sun and is less humid, two things that I prefer. I don't particularly like the light brown sand that finds itself getting everywhere in Madrid, even in your apartment, reminding you that you are in a semi-desert-like climate. Madrid is the highest European capital. Madrid has more numerous and better parks and gardens. Both have teleféricos, which are cable cars, but Madrid's is easier and cheaper to use. However, Madrid has worse views. All you'll see is the aforementioned river and Casa de Campo, the largest park in Madrid and the king's old hunting ground. But Casa de Campo is massive. A lot of people like it. It's got a public pools, amusement park, aquarium, lake, hiking trails, deer, rabbits, etc. But it's kind of wild and ugly in my opinion. Chris loves Casa de Campo though, so I guess it's subjective. You can do some incredible long runs through Casa de Campo, and there are dirt biking trails. The views from the Barcelona cable car are just stunning, but good luck figuring out how to use their cable car system. There are multiple tickets that are only good for different stations, and where to get on is unclear, unlike the one-stop shop that is Madrid's Teleférico.
Moving on to monuments. Barcelona's monuments cost a lot more money than Madrid's. You need tickets in advance to more of Barcelona's monuments, and their tickets time out. Most of Madrid's monuments are either free or cheap. Madrid has better museums, statues, bridges, and fountains, in my opinion.
I like Madrid's fountains better. For example, this is a fountain dedicated to the devil. It actually has a statue of the fallen angel on top of it. How many cities have a statue dedicated to the devil or a fountain dedicated to the devil? I mean, what could be better than that?
You know what's better than that, timid investors? An ancient Egyptian temple, that's what. Yep, Madrid has an authentic Egyptian temple in the middle of the city, for crying out loud. It dates back to 2,200 years ago. And Madrid has the largest palace in Western Europe. The Royal Palace of Madrid stands on the site of a Moorish castle. Movies are occasionally filmed in front of the palace. And you think that gate of the city of Barcelona is pretty? Well, it is. But Madrid has at least 4 city gates. Take that, Paris! Both cities are more affordable than major cities in Western and Northern Europe. Madrid and Barcelona are the 2 most expensive cities in Spain. However, Madrid is slightly more expensive than Barcelona, so Barcelona wins this category. Accessibility and navigability. To me, Madrid is much more accessible and navigable than Barcelona. Madrid, at 3 million people, has almost twice the size of the population of Barcelona, but the people are more densely packed into a tighter radius of 50 kilometers versus Barcelona's radius of 70 kilometers. I found Barcelona to be more sprawling and unwalkable. The average person would not want to walk from Barceloneta Beach or the Gothic Quarter to Park Güell because it would take more than an hour and be an uphill climb. Similarly, it would be difficult to explore Montjuic and the Sagrada Familia on the same day. Located in the center of the country, they say all roads lead from Madrid. Spanish roads start in Madrid. It's where kilometer 0 is located in the city center, Sol. by the way, Madrid has a true city center, like Paris, where the main neighborhoods spiral out from the center, making it a truly walkable 15 to 30 minute city. I want to be clear that what I'm talking about is the center of Madrid here. Not the suburbs or outskirts, which are worth exploring in their own right. If you want to explore the main tourist attractions in Madrid, you don't need to hop on the metro or in a taxi. It takes about 30 minutes to walk from the Templo de Debod in the northwest corner of the city to the Reina Sofia Museum in the southwest corner. Barcelona is more grid-like, and Madrid is more labyrinth-like. While Barcelona has been praised multiple times for its genius urban planning because it uses city blocks, I prefer Madrid's layout. My perfect layout consists of organically winding narrow streets that make it easy and enjoyable to get lost, interrupted occasionally by wide boulevards and larger streets that make it easy to orient yourself. Madrid has the perfect mix of the two. It's also super easy and cheap to catch a taxi in Madrid, and the Madrid metro covers a greater area and is cheaper than the Barcelona metro. Don't get me wrong, both cities have top-notch public transportation system. Barcelona also outlawed Uber though. From Madrid, there are easier day trips to amazing places like Avila, Toledo, and Segovia than from Barcelona. Because Madrid is more centrally located compared to Barcelona, which is on the northeast coast, most regions are closer to Madrid than Barcelona. Both cities have airports, but I have found more flights into Madrid-Barajas than Barcelona. In Madrid, they speak Castilian Spanish. In Barcelona, Catalan. If you want a more authentic Spanish experience, go to Madrid. Of course, people speak English and Spanish in Barcelona, but are trying to revive Catalan, so many signs, menus, and conversations are in Catalan. Buenas noches. The Catalonians speak English so well that Barcelona is actually not a very good place to learn Spanish. With some locals trying to avoid Spanish because of the separatist movement, you might not actually learn much Spanish while in Barcelona, even if you spend a substantial amount of time there. In both cities, there is occasional civil unrest. In Barcelona, the civil unrest often has to do with the significant portion of the population who wants to break away from Spain. Since I am interested in learning Spanish, for me, Madrid wins the culture category. Both cities have friendly and helpful people. Because a huge portion of the Barcelona population wants to separate from Spain, if you're not into that and don't speak Catalan, you probably are going to have an easier time making friends and getting a job in Madrid. Although, I have friends from both cities. An American immigrant I know speaks English, French, and Spanish fluently. She quickly learned Catalan to about a B2 level. She still found it impossible to find a job and was flat out told the reason why was because she didn't speak Catalan well enough. Once, I even had a Catalonian question why I don't speak Catalan and if I supported the separatist movement. There is a saying, if you are in Madrid, then you are from Madrid. Si estás en Madrid, eres madrileño. I really felt that. Everyone went out of their way in Madrid to include me and help me. They bent over backwards for me so much that I'm going to do an entire separate video on how inclusive the Madrileños are. I really felt at home in Madrid. Also, Madrid is safer than Barcelona. Check out the crime comparison link in the description below. Both cities have grown weary of over-tourism, but I feel that Barcelona is more sick of the tourists than Madrid. This is understandable because Barcelona gets about 1 million more visitors than Madrid annually. The Spaniards themselves are more likely to visit Madrid though. 4 of the 5 million visitors to Madrid are Spanish versus 1 million out of 6 million visitors to Barcelona. Go to Madrid if you want to interact with the Spanish. Go to Barcelona if you want a more international environment. Both cities have fantastic shopping, but I'm going to pick Madrid for this category because I'm more familiar with the shopping hotspots in Madrid. Make sure to correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I've shopped in both cities and had an amazing experience. I am totally willing to be wrong about this category and redo it in a later video. Okay, let's start with Barcelona. I loved shopping in this boutique across from the Basilica Church of Santa Maria del Mar. The customer service was incredible, and so was the selection and prices. The owner picked dresses for me, taught me how to wear them, filmed me, and yes, this is her removing the anti-theft device from the dress as I am wearing it so I can wear it out of the store. Talk about customer service. These are some swimsuits I bought at Calcedonia in Barcelona, but keep in mind, Calcedonia can be found in Madrid too. It's an Italian chain. Moving on to Madrid. Some of the best places to shop in Madrid are the boutiques in Barrio de las Letras. This is a very special neighborhood with more than 30 boutiques packed into a dozen streets in the literary district. In fact, this neighborhood is so special for shopping that I published 3 videos featuring its different boutiques. It's an absolute joy shopping here, and you will find so many unique items made by local artisans. You should also check out Gran Via and Fuencarral. They're good for big chains like Kess, H&M, Primark, Intimissimi, Pull&Bear, Zara, Tezenis, and Oysho. Fuencarral also has some boutiques too. Some of the clothing I am wearing in these shots are from the boutiques on Fuencarral. A lot of luxury brands and boutiques can be found in Salamanca, especially on Calle Serrano, but that area is far too expensive for me to shop. Both cities have killer nightlife. Dinner is late in both cities. In Madrid, dinner starts at 10 p.m. for the locals and restaurants are open past midnight. Madrid has better flamenco shows. There are more options and more of them are good. Many include dinner and drinks served during the show. Barcelona is more famous for its electronic music festivals. In Barcelona, I prefer to go see orchestras or chamber music or to a laser light show with cava on top of Gaudi's buildings after a tour. There is nothing quite like watching the sunset while drinking cava and listening to music on a rooftop in Barcelona. The rooftops in Madrid are great experiences too, especially Círculo de Bellas Artes, Jardín de Diana, and Riu Hotel. I also like hanging out at rooftop pools at night too. In Madrid, I like watching the sunset over the Templo de Debod while having a picnic. There's frenetic nightlife too in both cities. Both have tons of nightclubs and cocktail bars open late, 7 days a week. And by late, I mean till 7 a.m. Madrid has 5,877 bars compared to Barcelona's 450 though. I can't get exact numbers on nightclubs, but I think Madrid has many more nightclubs than Barcelona too. Some of Barcelona's biggest clubs include Razzmatazz, Opium, and Pacha. Barcelona's clubs have a more Mediterranean feel to them thanks to their outdoor terraces and sea views. Madrid has mega clubs, huge venues located a little outside the city center that, according to some people, could give Ibiza a run for its money. Some notable mega clubs include La Riviera and Lab. Personally, I prefer Capital or Jumage, even though people have told me they are touristy. In Madrid, people start going out to the clubs at 2 a.m. Each neighborhood in Madrid has a distinct nightlife. La Movida started in Madrid in the 1980s in the Malasaña neighborhood, which is still a cool place to hang out at night, as is Chueca, which has a thriving gay scene. And Barrio de las Letras, or the Huertas neighborhood, has great cocktail bars, multiple tinier nightclubs, and the Radio Rooftop Bar with sweeping views of the Santa Ana Plaza. In summary, Madrid wins 7 out of the 10 categories. Therefore, the age-old question is finally answered. Madrid is objectively better. My very scientific analysis proves this. There is no need to debate the issue in the comments. I am sure this is my least controversial video ever.
Well, hello there. Didn't see ya. I'm in Madrid, which is different than Barcelona. Blah, 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 blah.